to SpursVideo.com. Today's title is The Death of the Spurs. Um, if this game doesn't prove it, I don't know what does. The Lakers were the better team. And there's a lot of things you can point to, but I think the main one is the Spurs didn't bring a championship caliber roster to the Western Conference Finals. They brought a roster that was good but made to get by, as in similar to last season when they got by to the into the championship. It wasn't one of any high caliber teams, and the Lakers are a high caliber team, and the Spurs team of being really good but more of a makeshift team to preserve their salary cap wasn't going to do it this time. And I think when you got a chance at the NBA Finals, you bring it. And I know the Spurs have a long master plan where they get their signings and they stay under the salary cap, and they've done a great job with it. You can't argue with 4 championships over 9 years. However, this year was a missed opportunity. I feel, there was the Lakers were the better team, but there were certain needs that the Spurs could have addressed that would have given them a lot better chance to get into the finals. For me, in all intents and purposes, even though the Lakers lost to the Celtics 0-2 in the regular season, this championship is wrapped up. I don't think Kobe's letting it go, and you gotta love his determination in this last game. And I think he put up 38, and he just hits incredible shots. And I think Bruce Bowen even looked at the bench one time and was just like, well, what am I gonna do? And he was just hitting awesome shots, and he really carried the Lakers. A little bit disappointed in Kobe's post-game reaction when presented with the trophy, and they're talking about Mitch Kupchak. He should have given Mitch Kupchak a hug and said, "I'm sorry," because what he said in the beginning of the season was, obviously wrong. Maybe it spurred him, but I don't think the GM was trying to do bad, and I think he was trying to improve the team. Yes, they got Paul Gasol for virtually free, but I think Doug Collins made a good point. Is there's a lot of things along the way when you're winning a championship that go your way, and this might have been one of them for the Lakers. It might not have been a bounce in the game, but it was a freak player. So this did go the Lakers' way, but at the same time, what Mitch Kupchak's job is to get the Lakers to the finals and to ultimately win the championship. But right now, he's done that job, and I think Kobe, Kobe tried to kind of disappear over there and give high fives and hugs, and turn his back around, and not look straight ahead, and that's really disappointing to me for the Lakers. It's just a little. I think it was immature, it was childish. It was just not owning up. Kobe Bryant, and nobody said this, but Ernie alluded to it. Kobe Bryant gave up on his team in the offseason. He did, and you can't ignore that. And whatever you want to say, he gave up on his team, and for him to act like everything is, for him to ignore Mitch Kupchak there after he did throw Kupchak under the bus, was wrong. And I think Kupchak's praise and moment in the sun there was well deserved. He did a good job putting this team together, and there's nothing to say that even had they not gotten Gasol, Bynum wouldn't have been in there to fill the role and get the Lakers to the championship. So, talking about the game a little bit, the Spurs once again pulled the disappearing act in the second half, and I think that's what's so frustrating about that. If you're in the Spurs bench, Spurs huddle, is that the Lakers were coming back at will. When they wanted to, they put on the pressure, and the Spurs folded. That's worrisome, and that really shows me the Lakers were the better team. The Spurs were up in the first half, and they thought they were gonna, have their push, but the Lakers shut them down. And in this game, I thought, Tim Duncan really struggled with Paul Gasol's length, and I think it's now painfully clear, if not to Spurs fans, then to the rest of the NBA, that Tim Duncan, while still a very good player, is not dominant in the way he was dominant before. He now um, needs, he's not as consistent, and he needs more help. And Manu Ginobili, I'm gonna take him at his word that he wasn't injured. Um, if he wasn't injured, he didn't have explosiveness. He really hurt the Spurs. And if he felt bad after he fouled Dirk um, in 2005 in Game 7, then he needs to really feel bad now because he left the Spurs out to dry for 4 out of 5 games. Um, he should have taken the 3-pointer that he passed up in order to get to the rim for his, 14-foot floating um, running hook shot or whatever the hell it was. Um, Bad decision because he can't finish at the rim, but he couldn't finish at the basket either. But so you have that going on. You have Tim Duncan. Uh, he's he he's okay sometimes, but he doesn't have any explosiveness either. And his offense down the stretch was looking for fouls. I don't like that at all. One, Tim Duncan, I don't see the point in him trying to draw fouls um, as a go-to move because he's not a good foul shooter. And when he shoots free throws, he does that pausing thing. And Doug Collins is right. Um, why are you pausing to shoot your free throws? You need rhythm. You don't want to just come to a standstill and shoot the ball with your arms. That is not how you shoot, and that's why he can't consistently make it. And I know the Spurs have a shooting coach, Chip England. Um, I don't know if it's his fault or Duncan's fault, but it's one of. I mean, ultimately, got to put it on Duncan, but the blame goes somewhere for his free throw shooting. It's horrible, and it's not like Duncan's one of those guys like Shaq that maybe is physically incapable of shooting good free throws because Duncan can, and he used to shoot good free throws. So I think more with him, it's more of a mental thing. And it's I think it's a fitting way for the Spurs to end up their season. I'm a little bit glad the front office got burned. You put an inferior product out there, and you don't try to get better, and you try to plan for the future, and you deserve to get burned in the present. And the Spurs are looking to preserve themselves, which maybe 10 years down the road, um, the Spurs are still in the mix for championships, like maybe doing their winning of every so often championship or something like that. But it was disappointing to see that they couldn't win back to back. Um, I'm a little bit fearful. This video is about to go over the 10-minute time limit, and there's so much more I want to talk about. So I'm gonna go ahead and stop this video, and I will make a video part 2 because I feel there's a lot of important stuff. You have the in-game stuff, you have the Lakers, you have the Spurs. Looking ahead and reflecting. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this video now, and I'm going to make a part 2. And if you're interested in that, it'll be the death of the Spurs part 2. So spursvideo.com. This is video 1.